All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started. I know that last time we had talked about doing a sprint based on trying to get workout first before sodium and the fact that I'm going on maternity leave soon. I think I'm going to push that sprint until I get back. Just based on trying to get things in. I only have a couple more weeks until I am on leave. So I want to make sure I put more thought into the sprint and that it's successful. So I need some more time around that. So I'm going to bump that till later. I think that hopefully would be one way to try to get more people to join if advertised well enough. So I'm going to bump that. And then today I just kind of wanted to go through what I have so far for the sodium release for SSH. So I have a demo. Let me share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen? All right. Perfect. Okay, so the demo that I'm going to be showing is a new feature that I'm calling SSH Preflight. Excuse me. The reason I chose Preflight is there is also a very similar feature in Salt Cloud, so just trying to keep with the naming scheme. Hey Gareth, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you guys? How's everyone doing?
We're good.
Good.
We were just talking before you came in about possible ways to get more people involved with this. Cassandra says she's working on a plan for that. I think she made a great point that we just need to advertise this one and any of the work groups a little bit better and how to join them. So hopefully we'll start getting more people here. And then I would like to do a sprint. I kept saying I was going to do it, but based on time and the fact that I'm going to be out in a couple weeks,
Right.
I'm going to push the sprint to when I get back so that it can be more successful. I want to make sure I put a lot of planning into it and a bit more prepared too, because this is actually my first time diving into the SSH code. So then I'll be able to be a bit more useful to everybody during the sprint. So anyways, just to catch you up. So yeah, I'm just giving a demo right now. I think you've actually seen this one, Gareth, already, and possibly Cassandra, of SSH Preflight. So as I was saying, this is very similar to a cloud feature, Salt Cloud feature. That's why I named it Preflight. So what it will do is it will run a script that you pass to it on the targeted minion host before it runs any Salt SSH commands. So the reason that we actually implemented this was because we're deprecating Python 2, it would be easy for a user to just write a script that installs Python 3 for all the different operating systems that they're targeting. And this would be one solution. We are going to be providing other solutions, of course, but this one's just one that somebody can use to work around this deprecation. So yeah, so I am showing that in this demo. I have a minion target. It's just a CentOS box. And as you can see here, I am specifying where the script is. And as you can see, it's just a really simple script. It's just installing Python 3.6 on that host. And on there above, you can see that is the targeted minion right here. And you can see Python 3 is not there. One thing I don't show in this is a pre-recorded video, is if I was to run this right now, Salt SSH actually would not work because Python 3 is not on there, and I'm running Salt SSH as Python 3. So down here below, we're going to actually run just a test.ping, and it's going to take a while to run because it's going to copy over the script, and then it's going to run the script as well. So I'm just going to fast forward a bit here. And there we go. We get a true that it was able to successfully install it and run a test.ping. So that's the demo there. By default, it will run the script if the thin dir has not already been created on the minion, or there's I just added an option that you can run. Because one thing I found is you could possibly run into an error with the script and you need to run it again, but the cinder will already be there. So there's also an argument to force the script to run as well. So that is it for that. Let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that's what I have so far for the SSH stuff we're implementing for Sodium. Right now, I'm looking into the SSH external alternatives. One, because I don't quite understand it completely, so I want to dive into it and understand it. And two, to see if we can't improve on it, because what that feature does allow you to do is point to your Python libraries on your master host, and it will somehow copy those over and allow you to run a different Python version on the targeted host as well. So I want to understand that a little bit more and see if there's not ways we can improve that, and then of course document it as a workaround for deprecating Python 2. So that's what I'm working on this week and probably into next week. And then the last one will be the actual work where we're downloading a binary, copying it over, and running with that binary. That'll be the last part. So yeah, that is all I have for an update, unless anybody has any questions.
So the example that you showed was installing Python 3. If Python 3 wasn't there, what other? I think this is this is kind of lead into my question from the other day when you demoed this. But what other use cases could you see that you'd want to have like a pre-flight command before you run salt SSH, like not just installing Python?
That's a good question. Any other dependency that you'd want to install? But of course, I'm thinking pip libraries, but you can do that with a pip state. That's a good question. I actually don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure there is one. I do remember there being a faint issue a while ago that I was triaging, and I actually got the idea from that issue, and I can't remember what the user was trying to do. But essentially, he wanted to be able to install something before salt SSH ran because he was running into issues. But I can't recall exactly what the issue was there. So I don't think there's a ton of use cases here, other than the Python 3, but I'm sure I'm missing something.
So I was specifically thinking of when you demoed this during the playback meeting, and I asked about like if like a feature like this would be useful in Heist. And then Tom answered it and said like no, because of like pop build, salt bin, because it's all packaged up.
Oh.
But there could be something that you'd want to do outside of Python, outside of salt, right, ahead of time before, just making sure something's there.
For Heist?
For just using salt SSH or Heist in general.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what those use cases would be, but other than just the same Python version. But obviously with Heist, we include the Python version in the binary.
Yeah, I don't have a specific example
that
I can think of, but yeah, it's just I thought of it as like, what else could you do outside of salt dependencies that you would want to happen beforehand? I'm thinking like there's certain things like that you would want to make sure were in place before you run like a regular salt minion, that you're not necessarily able to do within like salt bin.
Like bootstrap a minion.
Yeah, or like just something else on the system. beyond.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, of course, you could write a script, or you could. I imagine you could even copy over the Bootstrap script.
mhm.
Although I don't give you the option to pass args currently in the feature. But once again, you can do that with Sol SSH, Bootstrap a minion. So if somebody wanted to do it this way, they could definitely write their own script to install Salt. But I don't see the added value to it versus just doing it with Sol SSH. But yeah, that's a good question. I'm sure there's other use cases. I can't think of anything.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. Any other questions? Alrighty. Yeah, nice and short and sweet meeting. And talk to you guys next time.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Bye.